Hi, Zach Reiser here, and welcome back to another Bass Effects review video. Today I am getting into the Dawner Prince Boonar. I have been incredibly excited to try this pedal for a very long time. I am a massive Binson Echorec fan. It may be my favorite effect of all time, and from my experience so far, this is one of the best emulations I've ever heard of a Binson Echorec. Real quick, for people that don't know what a Binson Echorec is, it was a delay or echo machine that used a spinning magnetic disc rather than tape to create the delays. It also had 4 record heads and 4 playback heads, which you could select at will to get some really interesting kind of dynamic rhythmic delay type options. And the Boonar is one of the few pedals that gives you all 16 playback head options, which is kind of daunting at first, but incredibly fun once you dig into it. So let's jump into this little guy. Real quick, here's my bassist dry tone Dingwall ABZ 6-string on the neck pickup. Let's jump into the Boonar settings as shown, and let's hear what these playback heads have to offer. So this is playback head number 4. You can think of these as, if you're thinking of 16th notes, this is like the E, this is the and, this is the and then this would be the next downbeat. So this is my tempo right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. If I go to the E, I'm going to get 16th note subdivisions. This is going to be 8th note subdivisions. And then this is going to be dotted 8th note subdivisions. And then back to a quarter note subdivision. Now, of course, you can combine these playback heads in any way that you want to. So I want to show a few of my favorite kind of rhythmic combinations. So if you put on the 3rd and 4th playback head, you get this nice dotted 8th kind of falling into the quarter rhythmic sound here. Here is the 8th note kind of trailing into the dotted 8th note. Here is the 16th trailing into the dotted 8th, one of my favorites. And then here is the 16th and the quarter on at the same time. And you can use 3 at a time if you want. So here is these 3. And if you wanted, you could use all 4. One more quick playback head feature show off here. the swell repeat knob. Very cool feature. So the original Binson Echorec had 3 modes: single repeat, normal repeats, and then swell. And what this does is it essentially turns on a single repeat from all 4 playback heads, and then runs that into whatever playback head setting you have selected. So a very reverb-like sound here, especially with a high feedback amount here. So I'm going to turn the feedback up and the echo down a little bit. And here is the single repeat again without the swell knob on. And now with that swell button. Just a gorgeous ambient reverb-like sound here. Turning the volume of the echoes back up a little bit here, I'm going to stick with a similar setting, but I'm going to turn on an additional playback head and put on a little bit of overdrive from my Source Audio Aftershock. So here's some overdrive without the Boonar. And then into this big reverb-like setting. Get a little bit more extreme with our dirt usage here. So I have a pretty large Big Muff-esque sound on the Source Audio Aftershock. It sounds like this. And now let's run that into the psychedelic Boonar. Turning the drum speed up a little bit. Getting out of swell mode for a second here, so going back to a single repeat, single playback head, just kind of playing around with more of a rhythmic echo kind of sound with a little bit of that overdrive from the Source Audio Aftershock. So switching over to a synthier side of things here with the Boss OC2 running into a gated fuzz on the Source Audio Aftershock. Sounds like this without the Boonar. And now I have turned I still have the drum speed up here, but I've turned on playback heads 2 and 3. And at faster speeds, you get this kind of cool, almost like a spring reverb kind of sound. Down the echo volume a little bit. Same settings though, but let's crank the drum speed way down to get a longer delay time, and now you're going to get into more of that rhythmic delay territory. Staying in the synth territory here, I've turned off the OC2 and I put on my filter from the Iron Ether Xerograph, and I get this sound here with this super gated fuzz. Now running that into a more reverb-like mode here. Same playback heads, but I turned the swell knob on, turned up the feedback a little bit, and the echo volume. Another one of my favorite effects that many people know from watching my channel that I like to run into textural delays is a freeze glass setting from the Electro Harmonix Hog 2. So by itself, sounds like this. And now running that into the Boonar. Going back to a more rhythmic delay setting here, keeping the hog on though, but now I'm using a harmonized fifth setting with a slow envelope. It sounds like this. And then into this rhythmic delay setting on the Boonar. Keeping the settings on the Boonar identical, but now I've put on a harmonic tremolo from the Strymon Mobius, so now I'm going to get some kind of rhythmic interplay between the rhythmic delay and the rhythmic tremolo. So the tremolo by itself, and now running that into the Boonar. Switching the Strymon Mobius over to a phaser and putting a little bit of overdrive on from the Source Audio Aftershock. I have put the Boonar around the drum speed of where the original Echorec sat to give me this very classic 70s vibe here. So here is without the Boonar. Nice and swooshy. Adding on the Boonar. Same settings, except I have turned the drum speed all the way down, giving me the longest delay time possible. Much more kind of in-your-face delay sounds here rather than that more reverb-ish tone from before. It is incredible how close it sounds to a real Binson. And so I want to go back and show off just the Boonar and my dry bass a little bit here. I hope you enjoyed what you heard here. I will be back very soon with more pedals and effects and performance videos. Please subscribe below. It really helps me out, and I appreciate you so much for watching. Thanks.